Okay, as you remember in the last video, we made this structured picture or layout here that was behind this grid that we used. Now, I'm going to take the grid out and use these same pictures and show you something a little different that we could do. I'll show you a few other features of size matching and aligning that ScrapPage Pro lets you do. So the first thing to do, rather than just take the grid out, I'm just going to turn it off. So over here in this layer, I just click the visible button to off, and the grid disappeared. It's still there. I could turn it back on again anytime I wanted, just like that. But for now, we'll just turn it off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange all these pictures again. And I think what I'll do is I'll make this one down here. I'm going to put my son over on this side, my daughter over on this side. Now I want to get a different perspective here, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop these again. Now remember, if I right click, that brings up my crop rectangle. And I'm going to do a pretty radical vertical crop on this, okay? Something about like that. And then I can blow that up a little bit and set it about here. Now, with that particular aspect that I used, I'm going to select Sarah's picture, and I'm going to go up here and pick a specific kind of crop. And under that, I can pick a crop that says I want to crop it using the previous object aspect. The previous object, keep in mind, was a picture of my son Kyle. So I'm going to crop with that aspect. All right, so now you can see I'm going to use that same rather radical vertical crop and put that on Sarah's picture. And when I do, and I tell it to crop, I will have the same crop aspect as I had on Kyle's. Now, furthermore, I can tell it I also want it to match what I did with him in height. So there, now you'll see that this picture is the same height as his, and we'll set it over here. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is blow this one up a little bit bigger. And I want to set it about like, somewhere in this area here. I think I'll have to make it just a little bit smaller to get what I'm trying to do. So we'll set it about like that. And let's make this one the same height as that. And we'll make this one the same height as that as well. Now let's pick this one and say, hey, I want all these things to align to that on the top, for instance, and we'll tell it I want to align the top. So there, now we have the three pictures that we had before. They're just arranged a little differently. Maybe to make them have some definition, I think I'll give them a medium-sized border, maybe just a small border. Let's try a small border this time. And we'll pick a color. Let's pick a color that's going to be somewhat in the rose color here that's going to complement the background. All right, so give it to that one. We'll match this one. Sorry, let me go over here. I missed the button. We'll match that one, and we'll match that one. All right, so now they're all lined up, and they all have the same border. Actually, this might need to just move over here just a little bit. If I hit the control button in my left arrow, I can move this guy over a little bit, and there, he'll come in and show you where he belongs now. Okay, now what am I going to do up here? Well, let's add another picture. We'll go up here and we'll get a separate video or a separate image. Let's take this one here. Now I have a very elongated space here to fill, so this is kind of a dark picture too. So I think the first thing I might do is I might adjust it. So let's brighten it up a little bit. That might be a little much. Let's just take it down to about like that, and there's a lot brighter now. And again, I'm going to do a random crop on this guy, and I'm going to pick a good bit of it like so. I don't want a lot of extraneous here because it has to fit in this this sort of confined space that we made here. But yeah, let's do that, and we'll just blow it up in size until it looks like it's going to fit fairly well. Something about like this, and let's give it the same border as we gave the others. Now we've got our text up here, which now happens to be being partially hidden. So I'm going to bring the text to the top, and also I'm going to give it a more, let's say, festive kind of a font. So let's give it something like that. Okay? All right, so there. Now you can see that the text could overlay completely if you wanted it to, but I think I'm just going to let just the little tail on the Y hang down there on top of that picture. Okay, so there. Now, in addition, if you want to add some definition to this, we could say, oh, let's give it a fairly strong shadow, and we'll match these all the way around as well. So we'll just give them all the same shadow. And there. So in just a few more steps, I took the image that we had before, which was behind the grid, and changed it to this. Now you might also even make the border a little bit different to give it even a little more style. So let's go, or not the border, but the background. So let's go ahead and change the background. I'm going to stick with that color, but I think I'm going to change the texture, and I have one down here that works pretty well for holidays type pictures. And we'll give it that texture and see how this turns out. So there, now you see that it has a different texture completely than what it had before. Works pretty well for holiday pictures, as I said. And in just a few steps, we took those same pictures that we used before and have almost a completely different look to our layout than we had in either the first or the second one that we did. And that was just by using the sizing matching and the alignment matching features, and of course matching all of the borders and the shadows till they all look the same. So that's another type of a layout that you can do real quickly with ScrapPage Pro, and I think I'll continue on with additional features of the program in another video. But for now, this is Dave, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.